Hello everyone, welcome back to Cupid Parasite. We're going to be doing Shelby Snail's ending, starting with the happy end, the good end, and then the bad ends. I think that's how I do it. I think I do the bad ends last. Just because that's how you walk through it in the walkthrough anyway. But yeah, I will leave timestamps down below if you want to skip to a certain end, or if you don't want to see the normal end until last because you want to end on a good note or whatever. So let's get started. They had just gotten married at the end of his route. They filled out some marriage filing paperwork, and he was having a hard time actually filling it out. A month later. What do you think? So are they having a ceremony now too?
素敵かわいい最高キューちゃんかわいいそのドレス最高よ
We're going to pretend that Lady Minerva's already been introduced to Clarith.
Gee.
He's invisible, so it doesn't matter. I cautiously peek out of the dressing room and see Clarith, Chi, and for some reason Auntie. Auntie, you were here?
当然よだってかわいい姪っ子の結婚式なんだもの
Yes, today is the marriage ceremony with Shelby. He said that he only wants to file for the marriage illegally, but Shelby later said that he wanted to hold a small ceremony for family and friends. It's so adorable. I can't wait to see it. Shelby in the past would have said that it's illogical, but he sure has changed since he was the one who wanted this. As for me, I feel happy about it. He cares about me enough to want to do the marriage thing right. Are you sure this is the right dress? Then again, you did see the photo when I tried it on.
バッチリよ最高もう本物の天使みたい
I can't wait to see Shelby at a tux.
完璧よ安心して
Thank goodness. Anyway, you two seem to be in sync. Do you actually know each other?
まさかさっき会ったばっかりよでもフィーリングがあって意気投合しちゃった
Okay, so they haven't met.
ね
Eris and Auntie look at each other and smile. I would have never expected that those two would be close. Claris takes a look at her phone and gasps.
そろそろ参列者は集合だって私もう行ってるねはあいなくなった二人きりの時にキューちゃんに言いたいことがあったのよねちょっと耳貸して 恋をして相手にも愛されて結ばれたらキューピッドは神の役目から解放されるって知ってた
At least, what do you mean?
キューピッドの矢取れちゃったでしょ
Oh, yeah. Yes, on that day my Cupid's bow went missing. I quickly messaged Auntie about it. Auntie told me that she would research it first and get back to me.
大丈夫恋をして取れた弓矢はちゃんと深海に戻ってきてたからあなたは気にしなくてもう平気よ
Really? That's great. I thought Lord Jupiter would be fuming at me.
でもね人間界で生きていたら人間と同じ時間を歩むことになるその覚悟はあるのよね
Kind of too late now. Yes, of course. I love him so much after all. Naturally, I have no regrets over Celestia.
そっかならもう何も言わないわあなたの幸せ祈ってるわキューちゃんでももうあなたは人間になっちゃったからこうして私たちが人間の姿を取らない限りあなたから私たちの姿は見えなくなるの
How does that apply to Chi, though? He's always invisible.
ちー
Chi nods next to her in agreement. It seems that from now on I won't be able to see Chi either. Suddenly I felt a prick in my heart.
でもずっと見守っているわ大好きな家族だもの
Does that mean he is manifest right now in human form? Does that mean Clarice can see him? Auntie. I call her without thinking, and Auntie's smile suddenly froze up.
レディー・ミネルヴァとお呼び
Oh, that's right. She gets mad when I call her auntie. I quickly apologize, but then someone else comes in.
あらまずどんな面を下げてここに来たのかしら
Especially just like that.
ミネルヴァ、なぜここに
Oh yeah, you were outed out in the streets. What do you have to say for yourself?
そりゃ親族ですからキューちゃんにお招きいただいたのよあなたは
It's been over a month, so he no longer has feelings for a vacuum. I invited him too. Dad was sorry, and he did come to apologize many times. Because he fell in love with that robot vacuum cleaner, Mom Venus refused to talk to him. The other gods ridiculed him. At the same time, he understood how scary it was to be controlled by others. Dad came to me apologizing profusely.
ミネルヴァ、わしが悪かったんだ。神は傲慢になるべきではなかった。今回、30日の悪夢を見て、よく身に染みてな。
Well, it's a good thing you learned your lesson.
それに、ああして愛してしまったせいで、人間の作った機械も憎めなくなってな。いいフォルムだった。
え、何この人新しくなんか目覚めちゃった感じ
Do you have vacuum preferences now? Maybe he did.
だから今回起こした騒ぎについては全てこのわしが責任を取ることにしたんだ。
Don't tell Venus that. You're gonna have a lot of trouble in your hands.
特にオーウェン。彼にはわしの野望のために30日よりもずっと長い時間を費やさせてしまった。本当に悪いことをした。
あらまあ、あの傲慢で分からず屋の軍神マーズがこんなに塩らしくなるなんてね。やるじゃない、キューちゃん。
You've tamed Mars. Haha, I know I win this round. In the beginning, I thought that getting promoted would show him up, but now my goal is to persuade him against the arrogant elitism over mankind. With Dad reflecting on his mistakes, I achieved my goal. Now that Dad has reconsidered his wrong opinion, I wanted to walk down the aisle with him. Aww. That's why I invited him to the wedding. Since we're doing a wedding ceremony, I wanted to do this the same way as humans. That was my secret wish. I'm still mad at Dad, and I still won't forgive him for what he did, but it's still true that he raised me.
全部が元通りになるよう神の力を使おう。この D コンセンテスの軍神マーズ、必ずや全てを戻し、深海へ帰ると約束する。
Does that mean everyone's going to forget that Rome and Julie wedding actually existed? I think that's the only way you can set things right. Otherwise, you're a wanted criminal.
なるほどね。OK。じゃあその監視の役目は私に任せてちょうだい。
Thank you, Lady Minerva. You're so dependable. I hugged Auntie. At that moment, the staff of the wedding hall came in.
スネイルさん、お父様、準備が整いました。会場までのご移動よろしいですか？
Yes. I felt a bit awkward to be called Mrs. Snail. I still can't get used to it. I'm sure it will become more natural as time goes on.
さあ、行くか。
Dad looks at me nervously. I almost never seen him like this. Dad is still in his god outfit. He wouldn't look good in attack, so I'd prefer he stays this way. I was a god, and now I will marry and become human. This feels better this way. That's why we're taking the more modern approach by allowing the attendees to dress however they want. Yes, Dad. And not to Dad's words, and I take a step forward. We then head to the chapel. The music plays and the door to the wedding chapel opens. The flowery carpet laid over glass is placed across the aisle. I walk down there with Dad arm in arm. I take each step carefully to make sure I don't trip over my own dress. As soon as I arrive at the end of the aisle where Shelby awaited, I go from Dad to Shelby, from father to husband, from daughter to wife. That is how I'm changing.
娘よ。
I can tell that Dad was crying behind me, filled with emotion. Mom is pulling at Dad by the arm. You haven't seen Shelby yet. They're waiting until the CG to reveal him.
あら、もう仕方のない人ね。
Are they not revealing the fact that Catherine is her mom? She's probably not dressed like Catherine anymore, but Mom refused to speak to Dad when he cheated on her with the robot vacuum, but it seemed not to matter in the way she beamed at him. That is the gaze of someone who loves her husband. That's a real married couple. I look ahead and notice that the Reverend is looking at us. The wedding will finally begin.
新郎シェルビー。汝、健やかなる時も、やめる時も、止める時も、貧しい時も、夫として愛し、敬い、慈しむことを誓いますか？
誓います。
新婦リネット。汝、健やかなる時も、やめる時も、止める時も、貧しい時も、妻として愛し、敬い、慈しむことを誓いますか？
I do.
それではこれにてお二人は夫婦となりました。誓いのキスを。
The suspense is getting to me. Shelby pulls up my veil and then... Oh, they're so adorable. She's not in a white dress, but that's okay. Look at his hair all slicked back. He wraps his arms around my waist and our lips touch. Close my eyes and experience the most gentle kiss in the world. A precious kiss from your one love, the kiss of oath to become married.
綺麗だ、リネット。
Really?
ああ、私は世界で一番の幸せ者だ。
Shelby gazes at me sweetly. He says that he's the happiest man in the world, and I feel the same. Because I have come together with my one true love.
おめでとう。ああ、素敵よ。おめでとう。
I hear applause and flower petals begin to fall. Huh? I thought the flower shower was saved for when we exit the hall. I looked to my side and saw that there was a huge crowd. My coworker in the next desk over to me and my colleague in the planning department. I also see the people at Shelby's reunion cheering for us.
よし、シェルビー、奥さんを大事にしてやれよ。
SS のシェルビーくん、おめでとう。
まったく、あいつらは。
Shelby glanced over at them and made a wry smile. There was a time when we were a fake couple. It was for work and for status. But now we have become husband and wife for our own sake. We are driven by our newfound love for each other. It's okay if Cupid isn't around anymore because we can still express and feel love for one another. A luminous ray gleams into the wedding chapel. White and blue flower petals dance around like sprinkled snowflakes. We are blessed by so many people as we kiss one more time. This is the expression of our oath to each other. You know, I admit that I'm going to miss Shelby whispering sweet nothings into my headphones. I will never get tired of listening to his voice. But now we're onto the normal end. Okay, so
ロードするのか。ああ、構わない。どの瞬間でも私は SS だからな。
we're loading save file 5, Shelby's resolve. And then he looks like he is sat at the bar after his little press conference. And we're going to have to redo the contract now. You know what? We're going to say it's unfortunate first. Right, I thought it was going well, so it's a little unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we didn't talk about it first. I wish we could have discussed it. I murmured to myself about how I wasn't really trusted, and Mr. Snail looked even more depressed.
ああ、本当にすまなかった。
His voice sounded so weak. I felt sorry for saying that. I shook my head and turned to him again. Shelby, you told me the other day it's better to cry rather than hold it. You told me I can cry because you were by my side. Okay, we've heard that now, so let's go back to Okay, now we're going to say we'll have to redo the contract. We'll just have to redo the contract. I say that jokingly. I wanted to get Mr. Snail to laugh, but
ああ、そうだな。帰ったら取り掛かろう。
he doesn't even faze him. He responds weakly, making me regret my choice of words. He's not getting the joke. He's truly depressed right now. Because I found that out, I turned to Mr. Snail once more. Okay, so now we're going. Yep. And now they're at the amusement park. We've already seen all these, so we're going to say it's a practice date. And then we're going to skip. I read all this. Now we're at the part where she gets drunk off of chocolate, and we're going to ask about it. And we've already seen what she says to that. Okay, I guess the yep, not all. Okay, we're in pragmatic love now. I think is the normal end. So it didn't show them writing out the marriage paperwork. I guess you only get that if the love match is perfect. That's like an extra section that you get at the end of his route before the happy end. We're in the normal end now. After a few days after Shelby and I expressed our feelings for each other.
やはり手狭だな。
Shelby was drinking coffee one day while mumbling about something. From that day, I moved into his apartment where we lived together. I thought you're not allowed to have guests over in your singles apartment. By the way, I did bring Chi here, but he ran away on the same day. I don't know where he went since. Saw him fly into the sky, so maybe he returned to Celestia. As usual, Chi can be so delicate. Anyway, Shelby and I are enjoying this life we share together. I guess it is a bit cramped for two. This home was where Shelby lived alone originally. He said that cleaning would take too much effort if it was too big, so it wasn't too spacious. I am also starting to think it's a bit cramped. The Parasite house on First Avenue is too far from the office. This home is located on 8th Avenue, so Cupid Corp is within walking distance. This is the other charm about this place. I hug Shelby from behind as he sits on the chair.
やはりお前も狭いと思うか?
For two, maybe. But when there's less space, we can't stick to each other like this.
お前は
Oh, I kissed her. Shelby looked a bit embarrassed as he leaned toward me for a kiss. As usual, he has his laptop computer open. He's working at home like he always does. If he's going to work, maybe it'll be nice to have a study. It's fine now, but there could be times when we want to have some alone time. I did want a more spacious place when that time comes. The kitchen of this place is also a bit cramped. Having a bigger table could be more convenient too.
確かにそうだな。じゃあ明日にでも新しい家を探しに行くか。
A new place?
もう少し広くてお前と私の暮らしやすい家を探すんだ。ちょうど休みが揃ったしな。どうだ？
Shelby turns around to wrap his arms around my waist. He pulls me in, so I sat on his lap. Finding a new place together sounds wonderful to me. I felt so happy that I wrapped my arms from behind his neck. That's a wonderful suggestion. Let's go search for a home.
決まりだな。でも部屋が増えたらこういうこともできないんじゃないか？
You can sit in each other's laps in here. It's fine. I'll be sure to give you lots of attention.
そうか。
But he didn't even blush. He's like, yes, please, attention. The tone of his voice is happy. I'm glad he doesn't find me annoying. I tilt my head towards him and we have a sweet and slow kiss like the kind lovers do. When our lips touched, I tasted the hint of coffee. The bitter, dark roasted coffee is Shelby's favorite flavor that seems so mature to me. When we lived on First Avenue, I didn't know a thing about him as we were always working, but now I'm finding out about his preferences. He is the prestige parasite and workaholic, but as his lover, he will spend time with me. So what kind of home do you want to live in, Shelby?
そうだな。
You look at the laptop screen to look for a real estate.
まず会社までは徒歩で行ける範囲内に絞ろう。それと寝室は一緒がいい。
I agree, also. We decide on a big kitchen and a place with a veranda. We browse at more houses while sharing our opinions. I wonder if we can find some place nice tomorrow. Our talks for the future brought me so much joy. The next day, there wasn't any that looked good.
そうだな。
What are we going to do now? We were going to various realtors of Lost Work together, but Lost Work is a popular town after all. The realtors on 7th and 8th Avenue didn't have any properties that matched our preferences. So right now we're looking at properties at 9th Avenue. It's a bit further, but still within walking distance to the office. I hope we find some place nice on 9th Avenue.
ふん。お二人さん、家探してるんだ。
This is the first time that I think a parasite has showed up in one of the endings, right? And it's Alan. He's going to try to steal her away. I turn around and see Alan there.
はーい、アワハニー。元気だった？
Look at that face. As is like, don't touch her. Just fine.
先に言っておくが、こいつはやらないからな。
Yeah, I forgot that you guys did Parasite House together, so the president knows all about your strange quirk. Shelby pulls me close as if to fire a warning shot. Looking at Shelby that way, Alan smiles happily.
へえ。二人とも付き合うことにしたんだ。
Alan smiles in a suspicious way as he licks his lips. That's right, he's the thieving parasite.
どうしてそこで舌なめずりするんだ。私の言葉が聞こえていなかったのか？
大丈夫。安心して。略奪しないからさ。
そんな顔で言われても信用できるか？
I know, right? Anyway, what brings you here, Alan? I try to change the subject to ward off the ominous mood. Alan glances over at the shop next to us.
どうしてもこうしても、ここ俺の枕屋の前だから。
Well, the president's gonna be like, nope, next street. I looked to the side at the shop. The signboard that says Pillow Luxuria is right there. This is Alan's shop where I visited previously for our practice date. I haven't got there yet. Spoilers! Oh my goodness. Spoilers!
ほう、ここがアランの店か。
You seem to have lots of boxes. Did something happen?
ああ、 そろそろ引っ越そうと思ってね。
Oh, really?
そう。それで今、ちょうど店を片付けてるとこなの。もう人使い荒いんだから。
Do I even want to ask why Clarice is here? Clarice came out of the back room while carrying a cupboard box. I was surprised to see my best friend there so suddenly. Clarice, you know Alan?
一応ね。よく会うのよ。お互い夜遊びが多いから。
But you're single too, right? Oh, that's right. Clarice goes from man to man at night. I'm sure birds of a feather flock together in these cases. Oh my goodness. I see, so you're moving. But Alan only wants non-single women. I see, so you're moving. Are you getting out of Lost York?
そう。ずっと遠いところに引っ越すんだ。大事な仕事が一つ片付いてさ。ようやく肩の荷が下りたところなんだ。
Maybe we'll find out more about that in his route. Alan said that with an expression of relief. It seems like what he says is true.
あ、そうそう。私も二人を見てたら、真実の愛をそろそろ探したくなっちゃって、旅に出ようかなって思ってるんだ。なので社長、これお願いします。
He's not working.
ん？これは。
Clarice takes out a letter and hands it to the president. It was a letter of resignation. Huh? Hold on. You're quitting the company, Clarice.
ごめん。あなたが幸せそうに家を出て行ってから考え直したの。真実の愛っていいのかもってね。
You should become a member instead then. Oh, really? I didn't think I would influence Clarice. I never thought that Clarice would even want to look for true love. But if she is going to travel to find her happiness, I do want to support her, although I will get lonely without her around. I see, it'll get lonely without you, but we can stay in touch with the messaging, right?
もちろん。ナイスガイを見つけたらすぐに報告するわ。
Clarice gives me a big hug. I can smell her sweet fragrance that had bewitched so many men. My adorable roommate, who is my first human friend that I made here in the human realm. I've never had to say goodbye to someone like this before. I can feel the tears forming on my face. Take care of yourself.
大げさね、あなたは。私のことなら大丈夫よ。あなたが今すべきは社長と幸せになることでしょ。
Clarice looks at both of us and we...
聞いてたわよ。家を探してるんでしょ。
Yeah, we want to find a place that's within walking distance to the company.
じゃあここにしちゃえば。ちょうどここ売りに出すところなの。
ああ、いいね。実はこの店の2階は居住スペースでさ、一人には広すぎたんだ。お二人さん、どう？
Huh?
ここ？
No. Might be fine for them, but I would feel uncomfortable. I mean, how many women has he seduced in his quarters? No, thank you. Oh my goodness, what is this
キ
place?
ッチンはそっちで寝室はこっち。バス、トイレは結構大きいから2人で入れるんじゃないかな。
Does he have a deer? He has a deer and a bike upstairs. Oh? Shelby and I were hesitant, but we decided to take a look at Alan's place on the second floor. There is another room in the back that he doesn't use. We can bring in a bed to use as another bedroom, supposedly. But what about the bottom floor? Like, you don't work there, so wouldn't the living quarters be reserved for someone who works there or runs that place? I don't understand.
内装の印象も俺が引っ越せばだいぶ変わると思うよ。どう？
確かにちょうどいい広さだな。しかし店の2階か。
Well, at least they're discussing my concerns.
と言っても閉店するから1階部分は好きに使えるよ。新しい店始めてもいいし、 居住スペースを広げてもいいし。
Did he run the whole store? New business. Upon hearing that, Shelby's eyes lit up. I know, right? He's good at running businesses.
ほう。そういえばそろそろ支店が欲しいと思っていたんだったな。
I was thinking the same thing. We do have lots of customers on 9th Avenue. 9th Avenue is an expensive residential area. Rich people and celebrities like actors and actresses live here who are also our members. They are busy but still make it to Cupid Corp. They often talk about how nice it would to have a more quiet branch at 9th Avenue.
ふむ、悪くないな。気軽に寄って相談できるようなサロンがここにあれば、会員も増えるかもしれない。
Look at Shelby, he's got business space written all over him.
もし支店を出すことになったら、お前にも助力を頼めるか？
Of course, as an advisor.
では、今からお前がここのブランチマネージャーだ。頼りにしているぞ。
Huh? Branch manager? Not as a bridal advisor? What? Branch manager? Me?
あら、大出世じゃない。やったわね、リネット。
I mean, the president can promote you to whatever status he wants, right? You're the new favorite.
不満か？
No, but it's a huge responsibility. Paris is right, it's a big promotion, but I was also excited in how I can directly affect the increase of customers. I do want to try this. I do love to work and do matchmaking. Are you sure it's alright for me to do this?
お前以外の適任はいないだろう。
じゃあ決まりだね。
I'm going to become a branch manager. This was the promotion I had dreamed of. Dad fell in love with the vacuum cleaner, but wasted no time getting back to crying humanity. Not exactly mission accomplished. The Cupid's bow is already lost, so I am no longer Cupid. My location can't be discovered by the gods anymore. Right, so that means I can live freely now. When I thought that, I suddenly felt genuinely happy. This is the promotion I had wanted. I feel happy when I'm recognized, and also happy when there's more I can do. I'll start building the remodeling image of the first floor. I have to do all the stuff on getting the branch opening too.
ああ、家も無事に決まったからな。会社へ行くか。
Now you're literally going to be living at work. Yes.
今日は休みじゃないの？相変わらず仕事人間ね。
本当に二人はお似合いみたいだ。
Alan and Clarice both smile at me despite having a bewildered look on their faces. Before we arranged for the moving company, we decided to look around the decor of the store by going down to the first floor. Soon after that, I was busy with the preparations on opening this branch. A month later, we were finally able to open the 9th Avenue branch of Cupid Corporation.
いらっしゃいませ。
He's got a new sophisticated outfit.
ご予約のお客様はこちらへどうぞ。
The bridal advisors are guiding the customers who had arrived. I look at the advisors and the customers and felt a sense of relief. It's getting a good start. Today we'll mostly be dealing with the Cupid Corp members who want to transfer to the 9th Avenue branch. I also see new customers.
実は私もキューピッドコーポレーションのこと結構気になってたのよね。でもあのビルって目立つじゃない？それで敬遠してたのよ。でもここなら落ち着いているし話しやすそう。ちょっとお話聞かせてくれる？かしこまりました。
An advisor takes out a pamphlet that was made for the branch opening. It is a newly designed pamphlet with a chic color. We deal with customers according to their needs. That is why we got advisors who are much more mature as staff here. Thanks to that, the customers are able to relax. This place has a much different atmosphere than the headquarters on 7th Avenue.
来たよおめでとうリネット。支店長に出世してすごいや。
Everyone's here.
ふん、
この内装は悪くないね。加湿器もあって湿気は十分だし、ここならまともに活動できそう。
We got complimented by Ryuki. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. The Parasite 5 who had quit searching for a marriage partner are also here. I've actually invited them to the grand opening of this branch. I wanted them to understand that finding love can be a great thing. If you'd like, please take a look at the pamphlet. We redid the whole thing with the opening of this branch. Gil hands me a bouquet and I handed him the pamphlet in place. At that moment, the door opened.
順調そうだな。
President, yes, thank you for all your help with this. The president is here. I couldn't help but smile as he stood there looking around.
いい店だな。
Hair's slicked back in this one too. He's got a new suit for this one. Really?
ああ、話しやすいし落ち着いている。無駄な時間も取られなさそうで機能的だ。私が婚活中なら間違いなく入会する。
If he was looking, he glances over at me to tell me that he isn't right now. Well, that's good. I won't say anything because we're in public right now, but my finger has a glittering engagement ring. I had been busy with the opening of this new branch, so we didn't have time to discuss our future, but one day this ring will become a wedding ring. A bright future lies ahead. My work and my love life has only just begun. The door then opened again to signal the arrival of another customer. They are people all seeking a marriage partner in order to deliver love to everyone and take a step forward. And then I will say my usual line, welcome to Cupid Corporation 9th Avenue branch. That's a mouthful, isn't it? There's her bouquet from Gil. Alright, add in file 3.
ロードするのか。ああ、構わない。どの瞬間でも私は S。
Okay, for up to me, let's see. The choice is why don't I become a secretary, but we're going to look at try to reduce the workload. If possible, it'd be best to reduce the workload overall.
それはできない相談だ。
Yeah, I should have guessed as much. That was a short line. Okay. Why don't I become a secretary? Why don't I start helping out with some of the secretary work?
お前がか。しかしお前は優秀なブライダルアドバイザーだろう。そのスキルを無駄にするのはもったいないな。だが気持ちだけはありがたくいただいておく。気を使わせてすまないな。
Oh no, not at all. Just in our coffee arrived.
お待たせいたしました。 HF スペシャルブレンドです。
Okay, I'm gonna skip to the next part. I have to admit, it feels kind of nice. He's so busy. I'm glad if I was able to help, even just a little. I couldn't help but smile as I thought about my reply to Owen. This is just shortly, like really shortly after the this is in the same chapter. So they're going to put out an ad for secretaries, and I'll help however I can too. Do everything I can to help out things too. Okay. Oh, okay. The world is the stage. Okay. Let's see. It said the world is the stage. That's the section. The next day, in the morning, I went to the office and was called in by the human resources. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
というわけで、社長命令で秘書の求人広告を出すことになったが、君に秘書をやってもらうことはできないか?
Okay, it has nothing to do with you being his fake wife. Me?
ああ、君ならば 社長の信頼が厚いからな。我々としては君にやってもらいたい。
What should I do? I was thinking of recommending other colleagues, but the recommendation went to me. I feel happy that the president trusts me, but I'm Cupid. I feel fulfilled by my work as bridal advisor right now. I'm also working on a new project plan. But I can't immediately accept this. It's true that I want to help the president. Yeah, I guess I could manage him better by his side as secretary. I can watch what he eats and also be able to become closer. Started my advisor work to show up Dad, but in recent times I'm prioritizing my role as the pretend wife of the matchmaking. Because there are weird people around him, it would be better to be by his side right now. I understand. I'll happily accept.
そうか、助かるよ。ではすぐに辞令を出すから、早速明日から入ってくれ。
Understood. And now instead of the advisor, I am now the president's secretary. I went from Cupid to secretary. My salary went up as a de facto promotion. In other people's eyes, it's a big step up. In the beginning, I was just helping Owen, but soon I became the main secretary. Every single day, from morning to night, I managed him. For some reason, that wasn't very fulfilling work for me. Excuse me, President. Your next business meal is at 7 p.m. It is at a restaurant at Lost Rock Hotel. Considering the travel, it would be best that you go now.
ああ、すぐ行く。
He stopped working and stood up from his desk. He then put his jacket that he hung against the wall. The president was about to go, but he suddenly stopped as if he just remembered something.
そうだ、すまない。今日の会食は妻同伴でとの約束だった。
Oh, really? I know, you can leave that to me. I untied the ribbon I usually wear on my head and switched over to my wife face. I continued being his wife while being his secretary. This sounds wrong in so many different ways. Like I thought HR was gonna confront her about cozying up to the president, but whatever. This contract marriage has been going on for a while. I've stopped doubting my reasoning for doing this anymore. Shall we go, Shelby? It's like she's undercover. I take his arm and look up at him. The president made a faint smile.
あ、その前にいつもの。
The usual? I understand. I put my fingertips on his shoulders and closed my eyes. I waited for a bit, and our lips touched. We started this ceremony as husband and wife at some point in time. We wanted to present the others to being a couple better this way. Oh my goodness. It's like a ritual. It's cringe. It's not even sweet. It's just because at this point in the story, like, they haven't even noticed their feelings for each other. I don't know. Before going to a business meal as husband and wife, we will kiss. I don't remember who suggested that in the first place, but by kissing like this, the client reaction at the business meal looks different. We act as though we've been married for years. He acted differently from work, and his reputation as a devoted husband became firm. So she's no longer sick, I guess. The awkwardness that we had resembling newlyweds is now long gone. Our lips then separate. I open my eyes as if I were waking up from a dream.
では、行くか。
Wait. Put my finger over the president's lips. You have some lipstick on you. I wipe it off with my finger, and then I wiped my finger on some tissues. I threw that tissue into the trash can, then took out my lipstick from my bag to reapply. Now we can go, Shelby.
Ah.
What's with that look? It's like they're going on a secret mission. We lock arm in arm and head out of the president's office. From Cupid to secretary, from secretary to wife. The show must go on. The curtain call is not here yet, but I know that we can continue this forever. That we can? Or can't? Can, okay. We know each other's emotions without even having to say a word. Such a weird and I guess Ryuki's was pretty weird too though. It's so strange. Okay. That ended to do with Safe File 4.
ロードするのか。ああ、構わない。どの瞬間でも私は。
Oh my goodness. Oh. We finally get to rummage through the shredder. What do we find in the shredder? Curiosity got the better of me, so I unfolded a piece of paper. There was mysterious writing scribbled all over it. What is this writing? Hey, these are ancient mythological glyphs. Why would they be here? The glyphs were used in ancient times by the gods. No one in Celestia uses them anymore, but I can't read them either. What could it be? I'm really interested. Why would Mr. Snail's office have something like this? Is there a god nearby? Oh, it's from Mars. Now, I've heard in mythologies that in ancient times the gods communicated with humans using this. It's odd for humans to use it. It's not odd. The problem is whether there is someone here that can actually use it. President, aside from Owen and Peter, has there been anyone else entering or leaving your office?
ああ、そういえば最近ラウル・アコニットが来たな。社長役をやるから観察したいと言われた。
I see, so it's Raul. Raul is a mythology enthusiast. He could have jotted the ancient glyphs on a memo. But this memo could belong to Raul. It was outside of the trash can for the shredder, so he could have just forgotten it there. After thinking this, I decided to confirm with him before putting it through the shredder. But...
これ？俺のじゃないよ。
I contacted Raul via a message and had him come over. When I showed it to him, he shook his head. Huh? It's not?
うん。俺まだ書けるほど解読できてないし。へえ。でも古代神話文字書ける人がいるんだ。ちょっと見せてもらっていい？
Raul started reading the glyphs with a very serious look.
うん。神々の宝？もう一度連れ戻す。はあ、わかった。これは神々の宝の位置を指し示しているんだよ。
What?
これはがぜん興味が出てきたよ。よくこれを俺に見せてくれたね。恩に着るよ。これはとんでもない発見かもしれない。きっと神が俺たちに宝を授けるためにこの紙を置いていったんだ。
I don't think that's the case.
でも社長室に置かれていて君はつい気になってこれを取ったんでしょ？ならきっとそうだ。これは神の導きだよ。古代神話文字については確か国立図書館に関連する古文書が置かれていたはずだ。次の休みに一緒に行こうよ。
Sure, I don't mind. I guess it wouldn't be bad to just research it. I'm bothered by why there's a memo with ancient glyphs at Mr. Snail's office. There could be a hidden problem that needs solving. Like your father. Alright, here's the bad end. Cupid's treasure hunter. And this started the ancient mythological glyphs investigation with Alkanite. At first, I only looked into it because I was interested, but the more I looked into mythologies with him, the more I got into it. By the time I realized it, I was more focused on deciphering the glyphs. The art of the glyphs are a deep subject. They look similar but have different meanings. My heart is struck thinking about their motifs. This was my first hobby outside of matchmaking. I feel like it's the search for my own roots. A desire for knowledge is peaked. I wonder if this is how Raul's route is going to progress too. She just gets really into her history all of a sudden. Aconite is the obsessed parasite. When I'm with him, I start to understand why humans grow these obsessions. I don't care about prestige or work anymore. This world has lots of fun stuff like this. Oh my goodness.
それでお前はここのところずっと仕事がおろそかになっていたのか。
Uh-oh. I'm gonna be reprimanded. It wasn't my intention to be slacking off. It's just that my priorities have changed.
企画の練り直しの方はどうなった？
Oh, I left that to a colleague in the planning department. I know that she will do it right. I've suddenly found this new obsession. Would you like to join in the exploration of the island of Crete? Please look at this. According to these documents, the memo is about a holy sword found deep in a cave in the island of Crete.
私には仕事がある。趣味に夢中になって仕事をおろそかにするような真似はしない。地位が大切だからね。
You're such a square. It'll be fun if you have a hobby or two.
私には必要ない。行くならお前たちだけで行け。
The doorbell of my home rang. Alkanite was here to pick me up.
ミラーさん、一緒に宝を探しに行くよ。
Sure, coming. I had took the suitcase I prepared and wore my treasure hunting hat as I waved to the president. Well, I've already applied for paid time off, so I'm off. My goodness, this is so strange.
行ってしまったか。彼女なら私と共に仕事に打ち込んでくれると思っていたんだがな。人間、何かに夢中になるとダメだな。私も仕事に夢中になっているからダメなのか。皆の目には私も彼女も同じように映っているのだろう。さてと、仕事に戻るか。この地位を守れないような男に価値はない。仕事以外の時間など1秒でさえも惜しいからな。
Did you just say you're gonna obsess over it? Oh my goodness, where are we going? And this is how my path split from the president. To be blunt, our ratio of work-life balance is too different. He wants prestige and work. I want hobbies and my private life. Humans are creatures with individual senses of value. They may walk the same path at some point, but there will always be a fork in the road. But I have no regrets. You live only once. It's better that you just enjoy it. It's fine to work hard and show dad up, but now I have found a hobby to obsess over, and I can't stop. I'm heading to Greece, deep into the cave in the island of Crete. I'm going there to obtain the holy sword. And my goodness. Like, it's so off from her personality throughout the entire game that it's just bizarre. It's like she's been possessed. Because I don't know. Okay, the last ending is a little bit long. It goes all the way back to file 1. But it's still abandoned Shelby.
ああ、構わない。どの瞬間でも私は SS
It's gonna take me a minute to get there.
あれ？テストをやめるの？
I kind of need to pull this up. I don't have 2 monitors right now because I'm waiting for my other computer. I'm waiting for a hard drive to come in for my other computer. Alright, so we're doing the test over again. This is I don't know, I had to rewind it a little bit. This is a bad route for Shelby, but it starts all the way in the common route. It looks like it's going to be a friendship route. So we're going to answer no to everything except 11. Yes to 11.
Eh, 大丈夫よ。美への恋。エロスね。
We're going to be Eros. We're going to go after Ryuki. No. Okay, then we're going to stop checking results.
Yeah. Hey?
This is like the super bad end or something. that. It's like you get the love type match wrong, but you still do all the choices right. We're going to be most worried about Shelby. Okay. Going to be honest with them. Do not let Gil bear the brunt. Might just do Gil's comment after this too, because yeah, this has been an hour, but
ならよかった。
it's like I don't have to do a whole lot of reading. So
美容には悪いから仕事はそこそこにして。
is he mad? Okay, going to report her to the police. Okay, so we're in Shelby's route now, and we're going to pretend to be his wife.
なので最善の方法はやはり公表。
And now we're going to say we'd want to hire more assistants. And now we're going to say I'll help out however I can too. And we're going to say his name directly. Watch him choke on his bacon. Sorry, I just had to do that. Now we're going to throw everything into the shredder. We're not going on a treasure hunt anymore. I'm gonna say it's alright, I had a lot of fun. We're going to change the subject. Then I'm just going to skip at it. All right, so this is just after the reunion. I think that ends pretty early, right? So she doesn't confess to him at all during her drunk stupor. After the time I saw the president having such a friendly conversation with a woman, I felt dejected while lounging lazily in my bed while eating cookies. Bleh. I know, I feel that a lot too. I munch on the cookies while blankly watching the movie. I get irritated when a romantic scene shows up from the movie. Love is not this easy in real life. Shelby, jerk. Flung the badge I had next to me against the wall. This is one of the pair of the matching badges we got at the amusement park. She's just going to be like, she's just going to stew in her anger in this bad end. That's terrible. I don't need this anymore. I sulked some more while I continued to eat cookies.
大丈夫？そんな食べたら太るわよ。
I don't care if I get fat. You won't ever reciprocate my feelings anyway.
もしかして失恋でもしたの？
I frowned while continued to throw more cookies in my mouth. Seeing me go quiet, Clara sighed loudly.
やけ食いなんていいことなんもないわ。落ち込んだ時はやっぱりおしゃれよ。ほら、いつも嫌なことあったらネイル行くじゃない。
I sympathize with Cupid. I eat my feelings too. Oh, right, I do. Paris and I always go to get our nails done when something bad happens. That's how I take my mind off things.
だからね、行きましょう。
Paris plucks the cookies out of my clutch. It's true that nothing good will come from feeling down. Eating fat because of the president doesn't sit right with me either. I know, right? I finally get out of bed. Paris and I went out for the night, going to nail shops and beauty salons. After getting my nails done, I start to feel a lot better. Fashion can be so fun. The sadness I feel starts to fade away as I spoil and pamper myself. This is self-care. I'm using my time for myself so I don't have to worry about other things. You know, it'd be really funny if one of these bad roots, she like gets involved with another parasite. She just like one of her bad roots she gets with like Ryuki because she's in fashion right now. I don't care about other people anymore. It's just not fun to be wasting my time on others. How's that going to affect your work though? I'll get my nails done, go to the beauty salon, buy some clothes. From this day on, I become focused on fashion. It would go well with Ryuki. I had to prove myself. I needed to get over this mortifying feeling. I don't care about the president anymore. I told myself that while continuing to improve myself. And then one day... I'm so disappointed. I'm like, is Ryuki gonna come around? That would be so funny. Whatever. Huh? Paris and I were eating at Cutie's diner and I suddenly was handed a business card.
モデルってこの事務所、ワーグなとこじゃない。
Vague? Vague is the name of the high fashion magazine that all Lost York girls know.
ええ、よくご存知ですね。
Why would you be surprised?
私も何度か名刺もらったもの。ここで働いてた時にね。
That's right, lots of industry folks come to Cutie's diner. Paris was always getting people trying to recruit her. I didn't think I would get recruited too. While I was being surprised by all of this, he took out a piece of paper.
実は弊社では今パリコレモデルを探しているんです。興味があればここへ来てください。
He handed me a piece of paper with a map on it. After leaving that, the recruiter left.
パリコレすごいじゃない。チャンスよこれは。
Yeah. The Paris collection model is something all the girls of Lost York dream of. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. But if I go to Paris, I wouldn't be able to see the president anymore. But you say you don't care about it. But if I don't see him, the pain I feel in my heart will be gone, right? That's it. It's painful because we live in the same town. It's best to start over in times like this. If I go to a new place, I could find new love. But honestly, I'm done with finding love. Paris, I'll give it a shot. I'll go and improve myself even more as a woman.
わお、すごいやる気ね。応援してるわ。フランスにはいい男がいっぱいいるしね。
Yes. And thus I went to France. I dressed up and aimed to be the top model. I decided to live on my own. Fashion is a fun thing. You only need to think about yourself so it fits me nicely. I don't care about love. I hate being Cupid. If I remained as Cupid, I would have to defend the president's company. I've discarded my instincts and tried to find my own way of life. I believe that I could find that in this new place. There you go. That did number 3. Going to turn down the volume. Anyway, that is all of Shelby Snail's route. And next we're going to be getting into Gil Lovecraft. I wish the endings episodes were a little bit shorter like Code Realize was, but I guess Code Realize was about an hour or so, about 20 minutes more. They have more stuff in them, so it's not just she dies, whatever. Like, stuff actually happens, which I guess is good. It turns into its own proper video just with the length of content in it. I said this was Ryuki, but I'm sad to be moving away from Shelby Snail. I was sad with Ryuki because he was so cute. The president's route was good too. It was good in its own mature way after they stopped being immature about their misunderstandings. And they had a nice little wedding that was really sweet. Anyway, if you guys did like, drop a thumbs up down below and or subscribe, and look forward to Gil's route in the next one.